The cloud story. In this section, we will look at a fictitious character called Joe and his experience and journey to the cloud. Here's how the story begins. There's a guy named Joe. He comes from an Italian family. He loves to make pizza. He makes delicious pizza. He got his pizza recipe from his grandmother, and he wants to launch his own pizza place. So Joe launches his pizza shop, and for that he registers a company, signs a lease for a place, buys the oven and other kitchen equipments, buys some furniture, hires employees, and what you see over here is Joe's pizza place. As you can see, he's got boxes of pizza material ready to go. He's got some light furniture. He's got some customers. It's all set, ready to go. Joe's pizza place is a happy place. He's making different kinds of pizza, pepperoni pizza, vegetarian pizza, Hawaiian pizza, anchovies pizza, you name it, he's making it. He's filling orders, and he's a happy man. Business is great for Joe. Then there are some troubles. Well, while Joe is making the pizza, he gets more and more busy. He's getting orders, and while he's taking orders, he's not able to make the pizza. And while he's taking orders, other people are waiting, and the phone is busy. It's just too much of a mess. So he's basically losing orders during the busy times, and because of that, he's also losing revenue. There's also another problem, which is convenience. Customers want convenience. They don't want to get on the phone and call Joe's Pizza and give them the order with the various toppings. They just want to go to the website or open an iPhone app or an Android app, punch in their order and send the order, and then down comes the pizza to their house 15 minutes or half an hour later. So the customers, on the other hand, want convenience. Basically, they want online ordering. So Joe wants to go online. Joe is thinking, maybe I should have a website called joespizza.com. So he registers its domain with one of the various registrars like GoDaddy or Web.com or any of these different services, and creates a website. And he wants to have an online order button, maybe even a web app, and maybe even an iPhone app so people can order online. Okay, how does he do that? Well, he finds out that there's a software company that can build his website, so he hires the software company. He got developers that are going to be building the site. You got code that is being written. There's software development going on. There is design. There is implementation. There is verification, which is quality, and there's also maintenance process that he needs to go to. Anyway, so he's got his software built. He has to get hardware, so he buys a server so he can have it installed in one of the different web hosting providers. So he goes to a web hosting provider, gets a server installed, and so now clients can access his website. So customers can now order online. As you can see now that Joe has a sign. Here's a new sign that says joespizza.com. Customers are getting online and they're ordering pizza online, and that's great. Business is great. He's filling his orders, selling his pepperoni pizza, cheese pizza, vegetable pizza, all kinds of different pizzas. So Joe is a happy man. Well, trouble hits again because now his online system is getting overloaded, especially during busy times, during football season. His website becomes overloaded. He's losing his orders. When the website is down, because his server is down, he's losing his orders. And so he's getting into trouble at this particular point. So what should Joe do now? Well, Joe goes back to his architect. He's like, what do we do now at this particular point? I want to make my site more scalable, more highly available. I want it to grow on demand. I want to have, the architect says, look, you need to have more servers. Okay, great. So they decide to have more than one server. So they have now 2 servers behind the load balancer, and maybe even, lots of different application servers behind the load balancer. But then that's just a single data center. They need multiple data centers. So they have another data center. So They are now spending a lot of money now in order to build a highly available system so that the system doesn't go down. So what's happening right now? Well, Joe is spending a lot of money. Lots of money is going down the drain. That's not a good place to be at. And if you think about it, he has all these different servers out there, but then that's only needed during the busy time, maybe in the evenings. It's not really needed at night, maybe at 2 o'clock in the morning. Nobody, the store closes at 12 o'clock. So what do you do with those servers during that time? What do you do with the servers during the time when the store is closed? So there's a lot of issues here. So what do? Well, now Joe hears something about cloud computing. He learns that there is this concept called cloud computing where you don't really need to buy any servers physically. All you have to do is go to one of the cloud providers and order an instance of a server, and immediately you will have a server that's available for you to use. And this is a pay-as-you-go model. You can launch with 1 server, 2 servers, 3 servers, and then you can keep growing as you want. In fact, you can not only grow, which is scalability, you can also shrink. You can do horizontal scalability, you can do vertical scalability, and it's also a metered billing model, which means you pay for only what you use. This is a much nicer model. Joe goes to this particular model, and now Joe is a very happy man. So in summary, we saw how Joe in his journey discovered cloud computing. The traditional model of buying a server, installing software, putting it on the internet so other people can access it is good, but when you have to grow and shrink, it just doesn't work that well. Joe's Pizza Place story actually draws parallelism to many business. Now, this story is a little bit of I would say an overkill, or it's a little bit of a stretch. Usually you don't have pizza places that are going to be that busy, especially some local pizza place. But you get my point, you get the drift. The idea here is that many companies, they want to go online and they end up spending a lot of money up front when they could really start small and then grow as they need to. They really want to pay as they grow. They only want metered billing. So that's a really nice model. And they don't want to be managing servers. They don't want to get into the business of launching their own data centers. They just want to use the cloud computing model as a utility model. So just like Joe, many businesses want solutions where they don't really want to build their own data center, instead use some kind of a cloud computing model or utility model where they can get the infrastructure as a service. They want to be able to provision these servers instantly, which means they don't really want to order the hardware and then wait for it and then provision it and then install it. They don't want to do any of that. That takes a long time. They want to be able to simply say, I want a server with 32 gigs of RAM, with 8 cores, 2 terabytes of storage, and it should be provisioned on demand. They should be able to add servers on demand. They should be able to shut down servers on demand. And they should be able to pay as the need arises, pay as you grow or pay as you go model. And that's exactly what everybody is looking for. And if you can do that, if you can achieve that, that's what we call cloud computing.